Tonight on Connecticut's news station, an ATM ripped right from a gas station. Police now searching for the suspects involved.
And breaking down the state's budget, a new report shows Connecticut's surplus is much lower than anticipated. A look at what this could mean for taxpayers.
And it's just a way, I think, to brainwash the kids these days.
A new Satan club at an elementary school causing controversy, why the school says they have no choice but to allow it.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. New here at 6, a state report shows Connecticut could lose money, but state officials say the budget is still in the black.
Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst joins us now in studio to explain. Emma, what's going on here?
Well, Brent, Sarah, these new numbers from the state offices of policy and management and fiscal analysis project Connecticut could lose about $460 million in state revenue over 2 years.
We're seeing some weakness in revenue, and it's a caution for the future.
The state's November 2023 consensus revenue forecast shows revenues are down about $460 million across the next 2 fiscal years.
We've seen some softness in some of the revenue. Sales tax is off a little bit. There seems to be a shift in what people are buying these days, shifting from taxable items to a bit more in the area of items that are not taxed, like food and energy. Nothing that we're concerned about, however. Our state's overall financial position remains very strong. We're still projected to end the fiscal year with a surplus.
But how is the state projected to lose money and still end up with a budget surplus?
We were expecting it to be larger, but since we're getting a little bit less revenue than we projected, the surplus will not be as large as we had anticipated, but we're still in surplus.
When the state's $26 billion budget for 2024-2025 was approved at the end of this year's legislative session, Connecticut was predicted to have $1 billion left over. This new report puts that surplus at only $735 million. That's 30% less than anticipated.
We have a balanced budget at the moment. It's still in balance, but we've got some work to do to stay there.
And a big item from this past legislative session was that state income tax cut. But Beckham tells me this predicted loss in revenue is not related to that, saying the tax cut for residents is not going away. Beckham added the state will need to make some midterm budget changes during this upcoming 2024 legislative session, though, to adjust, and is working on those recommendations now. Sarah, Brent.
All right, Emma, thank you. Well, tonight, West Haven police are investigating after an ATM was ripped from a gas station store overnight. It happened at the Noble gas station on Boston Post Road. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro was at the scene this morning and shows us the damage.
The owner telling us this robbery happened around 2 o'clock in the morning. Since then, it has been a busy day of dealing with the aftermath and getting things cleaned up by the front entrance. Take a look, some pretty extensive damage by the entrance. Part of the door ripped off the frame and debris and glass scattered around the entrance as well. The owner says the people responsible got inside the store and ripped the ATM out using a chain attached to a vehicle.
Damage, unreasonable damage, not necessary. Machine equipment on the ground.
The store and gas station still open today. Customers reacting to the damage in shock.
It's horrible. These guys are coming to work like the rest of us are, trying to make a living, and this is just terrible. Who cleans it? The store owners. Who takes care of it? The store owners. Who covers it? The insurance. Their insurance is going to go up. People are going to be a little bit more nervous. It's all around bad for everyone.
The owner telling us there is surveillance video which will hopefully help police with this investigation. Reporting in West Haven, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Meriden police are also investigating an attempted robbery at an ATM. Police say it happened just before 10:30 last night. A customer was using a drive-up ATM at Ion Bank on West Main Street when a driver drove up in their car and attempted to rob the customer. Police say the suspects shot at the victim's car as they left the scene. Anyone with information on the incident should contact police. 26 people are without a home tonight after a fire in Bridgeport. It happened at an apartment home on Lafayette Street just before 11 this morning. Fire crews had to rescue one person from the building. They were taken to the hospital. The extent of their injuries is unknown, and crews say several pets were also injured at the fire. The cause is still under investigation.
Well, Connecticut has one of the highest concentrations of Puerto Ricans outside the territory. And tomorrow, the community living in southern Connecticut will be able to more easily reconnect with the island with the new flight leaving from their backyard. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc is outside Tweed New Haven Airport to explain.
We will be there tomorrow as the first ever Avelo flight to Puerto Rico takes off. And tonight, some of the folks who will be on that plane say they're anxious to make that connection.
We are a loving community, a family-oriented community, a passionate community.
Joseph Rodriguez may have been born in New Haven, but he's a Puerto Rican man through and through. And the island, where much of his family still lives, is always on his mind.
No matter where you're born or where you're raised.
On Wednesday, he will be one of more than 100 people taking the first ever flight from New Haven to San Juan, Puerto Rico, something many in the southern half of the state have been aching for.
The New Haven community has a growing Puerto Rican community.
Rodriguez says after Hurricane Maria, Connecticut saw an uptick in Puerto Ricans living in our state.
At one point, we were flirting with 300,000, 350,000 Puerto Ricans in the state of Connecticut.
Now, even with a slight decline, about half of Connecticut's Hispanic population is of Puerto Rican heritage, one of the highest concentrations in the country. And this new connection to the island, Rodriguez says, will allow people to reconnect with their roots at a time when the island is touting tourism.
Who better than us, we as a people, to go back and support our other brothers and sisters on the islands.
The local government is making investments in tourism on the island. There's a big commitment from the governor, and I think this is our opportunity for us to bridge those connections with the government of Puerto Rico.
State Representative Juan Candelaria will be heading to San Juan tomorrow, and he says that relationship is long overdue. He sees this as an opportunity, not only for Puerto Rico, but for New Haven.
How can we bring entrepreneurs into Connecticut, into New Haven?
Now, the inaugural flight from Tweed New Haven Airport to Puerto Rico leaves Wednesday morning at 7:30 a.m. We will be there along for the ride, and we'll also be there for the celebration as the island welcomes Connecticut folks, specifically New Haveners, with open arms. We are in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
You want to get down to San Juan with some of these chillier temperatures, right? Another chilly day today here.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with a look at the rest of the week. Rach?
Yeah, we've got this warm up that we've been telling you about for the end of the week. You got to wait one more day, though, before we get there. Right now, it is 46 degrees in Hartford. Not too bad out there today. It's really been seasonable. Temperatures near average. Upper 40s for the New Haven area. Near 40 degrees in Torrington. But we started off the day with frost, and I think we will once again be frosty when you're heading out the door tomorrow morning as well. The wind speeds are starting to come down. It was blustery earlier today, and the satellite and radar is quiet here. At least the radar is quiet here as we head through the evening tonight, unlike yesterday at this time when there were a few sprinkles and flurries out there. By the news at 11, temperatures are falling back through the 30s, and we'll see overnight lows in the mid-20s to around 30 as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So I think it'll be colder tomorrow morning than it was when you woke up today. Otherwise, plenty of sunshine in the morning, mixing with some clouds as we head through the afternoon. High temperatures will be close to 50 degrees, but it won't be as breezy as it was today. So even though temperatures are similar, I think it might feel a bit warmer tomorrow. If you're not getting that vibe, though, tomorrow, you will for Thursday and Friday. We'll talk about that warm up and the changes that we're seeing for the weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Rachel, thank you. New at 6, Yukon Avery Point is partnering with the developers of Connecticut's first offshore wind farm to study its relationship with marine life. Yukon Avery Point collaborating with Ørsted and Eversource for a multi-year fisheries research program that will focus on the effects wind farms have on marine mammals and sea turtles. The program started this semester and will be completed in 2025.
Well, new tonight, the Hartford Police Department's receiving a national accreditation. Officials were on hand this morning to see the police department receive an accreditation from the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. It's given to departments that meet a set of standards in a range of areas, including use of force, mental health, community engagement, recruitment, and retention. The police chief says he's proud of his officers' work in the community.
The first thing goes right or wrong is Did they follow the policy? What was the policy? What was our training? And we wanted to make sure that those policies weren't designed just to satisfy CALEA, but they were designed so that our cops could do the work that they do out there the best way they could.
The accreditation is a 4-year award with annual check-ins. This is the first time the Hartford Police Department has received the recognition.
Hartford Healthcare recognizing the hard work of its healthcare workers today. Hartford Healthcare held what they're calling an A-Day celebration, celebrating all of their hospitals receiving an A rating for safety from the Leapfrog Group. Officials say this is impressive, as very few health systems in the nation have ever achieved straight A's for safety.
It's a wonderful moment. You know, Connecticut is blessed with incredible health care across the state, and we're really today bringing more attention to it. And we have amazing people who do so much, and it's a wonderful, chance to recognize the incredible people who work in healthcare.
Hartford Healthcare includes 7 hospitals: Hartford Hospital, Midstate Medical Center, the Hospital of Central Connecticut, Bacchus Hospital, Wyndham Hospital, Charlotte Hungerford Hospital, and St. Vincent's Medical Center. And again, all of them received straight A's.